Okay, let's do a study on the unit circle. Before we get into the unit circle, we have to understand that there's these two special triangles. This one's called the 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. This is the 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. Okay, and they both have specific ratios to make these triangles work. All right, so for this one, if this side is A, and this side matches this side in length because it's an isosceles triangle, this side would also be A. Then you could use your Pythagorean theorem to solve that the hypotenuse is A root 2. Okay, so those are the ratios. Now how it works is, if let's say we choose a value for A, let's just say it's 3. If that side is 3, then that means this side is 3, because they're matching sides. And the hypotenuse would be 3 root 2. And so you'd have a ratio of 3, 3, 3 root 2. That's just one example. Coming over here, the ratio works this way. A root 3 and 2A. Okay, so for example, if the value of A was 4, then this side would be 4 root 3 and this side would be 8. Okay, that's the way the ratios work. All right, so we're about to apply this now into the unit circle. Now, what I want to do is we're going to let the hypotenuse here and the hypotenuse here, we're going to let and make them equal to 1. Okay, so because I'm going to use that hypotenuse later, we want the hypotenuse to equal 1. If A root 2 is equal to 1, then that means our A value would have to be 1 divided by root 2. Okay, now there's a rule in mathematics where we don't have denominators that are irrational, like this root 2 here is an irrational. We need to derationalize the denominator. Sorry, we need to rationalize the denominator. So we're going to multiply this fraction by the number 1, and that's how we do it. We multiply it by root 2 divided by root 2. Notice that this quotient here is the value 1. And we can now simplify this and say 1 times root 2 is root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is the square root of 4. The square root of 4 is 2. So we now have the A value to be root 2 over 2. And I'll just write that in here, root 2 over 2. This is a matching value, so this is root 2 over 2. And so what we have now is a 45, 45 degree 90 triangle, where this side is root 2 on 2, this side is root 2 on 2, and the hypotenuse is 1. Okay, now that is key for the next part. Coming over here, once again, the hypotenuse is 1. If 2a's is equal to 1, then that means 1a must be equal to 1/2. Okay. Now, I've already solved this a over here to be 1/2. Let's write that one in. The last thing I have to work out now is a root 3. Well, a root 3 is equal to 1/2 times root 3, which is equal to root 3 over 2. So this medium length is root 3 over 2. Okay, so that's a quick introduction into special triangles, which we're going to need to start the unit circle. All right, let's go to the next bit.